Welcome into Extra Time. Now, in yesterday's Extra Time, we set up a story involving Stevie, a party, and Uber. Would you mind us sharing the story? Go on,
you get that one quiet, eh?
Well, I believe it was the gentleman to the left.
So what was Alexis
Nunes, who presents this show occasionally, is moving to London.
She was having a going away do. So my wife very kindly went out and got her a present.
Right.
So I took it with me in my bag.
Yes.
And got in the back of the Uber. Mm-hmm. Now, we got to the place where we were all beating.
Hold on.
You still have your bag?
Hold on. Why can't you just take the present? Why did it have to be in a bag?
Oh, because that's what they do. They get a big bag and they put old paper, coloured paper around it.
We're going on for this.
Come on. So I got to the place and it was a brewery.
Right.
And it looked closed. So I got out. I said to the guy, "Hold on, I'm going to check that this is the place."
Yep.
So sure enough, it was. But I forgot I'd left the bag in the back of the car. And I gave him one of them. Yeah, we're all right. I see you. So he drove off.
Okay. So the present's gone.
The present's gone. So I got into Alexis. I said, "Look, Alexis, I'm just going to tell you. I got you a present, and Ellen got you a present, but I've left it in the back of the Uber." I said, "So you're never going to speak to her or anything, but just tell her you loved it."
Right.
Anyway.
Cover story.
Anyway, so I got home next morning. Eleanor said, "Oh, how did Alexis like a present?" And I went, "She absolutely loved it." She went, "Funny that, the Uber's been in touch to say they've left the bag in the back of the car." I was like,
What? And what did she say to you? That you had what? The audacity?
She goes, "And you had the audacity to tell me that she loved it." Oops.
Okay, let's go. Did we just witness the goal of the season from Kompany?
Maybe the most important.
Yeah, most important goal.
I still think the goal at the same end, actually, in the same ground, from Andros Townsend, was volley was arguably, possibly. Not as someone suggested back in England, that Pierre Aubameyang's closing down of Ben Foster.
Yeah, who was that? Which pundit?
That was Dean Saunders.
What did he say?
Said that's goal of the season.
No.
Yes.
Okay, we're taking the mickey.
He wasn't.
Dean takes a mick.
Gab,
He wasn't.
do the early exits in the Champions League for Man City in the past 2 seasons dampen their incredible 2 domestic seasons in the Premier League at all?
I don't think so. I think those are just 2 very different competitions. So, by the way, those early exits, I mean, they were in the quarterfinals. It's not that early in the competitions. I think there were things that they could have done differently in both legs, or certainly in both instances against Liverpool and against Spurs. They were certainly, I think, a bit unlucky. Not to say the opposition wasn't deserving, but they were also a bit unlucky both against Spurs and against Liverpool. And that's what it is. It's a knockout competition, and over 2 legs, anything can happen.
Premier League's harder to win, isn't it, than Champions League?
City's not making it look like that, are they? They're making it look as though the Premier League is easier than the Champions League the way they're going.
I think the damning part for Manchester City is that they lost to 2 Premier League teams.
Yeah.
If they had gone out to Barcelona or they had gone out to Real Madrid or whomever, maybe the perception is different. But because it's 2 teams that you've been better than domestically, you would have thought that they would have been better than them also in Champions League, and they weren't.
Who would have had the more successful season? Chelsea clinching the top and losing the Europa League, I think that means top 4, or Arsenal winning the Europa League and missing the top 4?
Sorry, I've got earpiece trouble.
Okay, earpiece probably. Couldn't hear me. Could you not hear me?
Yeah, well, this is more important.
So what's the problem?
Well, it's dropping in and out.
But you could hear me.
Yeah, but it's more important.
Why? What was
I'm not
talking to
interested
you?
when I don't care.
Getting into the Champions League
Got another
next
show.
year is far more important. Well,
Europa League.
yeah, Europa League gets you in there.
Right.
And then you get a trophy.
You okay? You thinking about the present again?
I think Emery would have. I think in that basis, Emery's done it with. I think Arsenal have got a poor. I don't think Chelsea have got a great squad, but I think Arsenal have got a poorer squad of players.
Is it not going to be more satisfying as a team and as a staff that you get in the top 4 and qualify for the Champions League than winning the Europa League, which at the end of the day is a second-rate tournament? yes, it's a trophy, but it's a second-rate tournament. So I would suggest that if I was a coach, I would be more satisfied that my team were in the top 4 and qualified that way.
Yeah, to be honest with you, Steve, it would be more satisfying for a team if you're raising a trophy that gets you into the same competition that top 4 would have gotten you into anyways. I mean, you're celebrating
but
actually lifting a trophy.
would you not rather be a better team over the course of a season and actually get yourself into the top 4 than have to rely on winning a second-rate tournament?
Yeah, but winning,
I mean, you're going to.
winning is more satisfying than say, "Hey guys, you
know what?
Well,
you know what? Going into the tournament that's got teams that are complete garbage in and make sure you win a trophy every year, and then end up outside the top 4, which is actually the most important thing.
They get into the Champions League. That's what top 4 gets you.
I'm talking from a satisfaction point of view. As a coach, if I'm a coach, I'm most satisfied if my team over the course of 9 months, not in a second-rate knockout tournament where you probably don't play a decent team till you get to the semi-final, I'm saying it's more satisfying.
But Chelsea haven't exactly set the world like getting in the top 4, have they?
But they're in the top 4, Dan. It's more satisfying for me as a coach to get my team in the top. Look at Sarri. We were all talking before Christmas that Sarri's lost the plot and he's going to get the sack if they don't get in the top 4, blah, blah, blah. Now, every man and his dog. Gab said it earlier on the show that, you know, the goal was, one of Sarri's goals to keep his job was to get in the top 4. There you go.
Gab, where do you stand on this?
I mean, the question specifically about Arsenal and Chelsea, and I think what you need to bear in mind is that I think Arsenal were starting from a lower base than Chelsea were, because, of course, Chelsea won the title 2 years ago. They finished 5th last year. Arsenal just getting out of that 20-year relationship with Arsene Wenger. So I think the goal for Arsenal, obviously they wanted to finish top 4, but the goal was really to see forward progress, team building this season. I think they could have lived with 5th place if they saw that. If on top of that they win the Europa League, then hey, that's gravy and that's great. We're going to the Champions League next year. I think for Chelsea, it was absolutely imperative that they qualify for the Champions League and finish top 4. And so for that reason, I think probably Arsenal would, in that scenario, Arsenal would be better off.
Chelsea getting in the top 4, Champions League football, probably can't sign any players, and that's what the Champions League helps you do. Ain't going to win that competition with the players that they've got, and ain't going to win the league with the players that they've got, and that includes Arsenal, so pretty pointless all round, really, isn't it? Might as well not even bother. I mean, seriously. So there's your top 4. The 3rd and 4th ain't going to win a hoot.
Right. Is there a difference on what position carries the captain? Do teams play better defensive when the captain's a defender, midfielder more control with the captain, or are teams better with a captain forward? Make a difference?
I always preferred the captain to be a midfielder or a defender, but I just like people that communicate.
So you didn't necessarily need the armband to do that?
No.
You know, just because a guy's got an armband doesn't automatically make him the so-called captain. Mm-hmm. And if you needed evidence of that, you saw that at the weekend with Van Dijk.
Right.
He doesn't wear the armband. Henderson's got the armband. He's supposed to be the captain. You found out in that game who the leader of the team is.
But to the question, does it make a difference if it's a defender, midfielder, forward, goalkeeper?
I'm kind of with Craig. I'm not that keen on forwards having the band. So yeah, I would prefer a centre back, to be honest with you. I think because your centre back can see everything in front of them.
Yep.
And then can communicate, as Craig was saying.
I just want somebody you can trust, and somebody you can believe in, and somebody that that whether he's the true leader of the team or not, I'm not so sure. But a guy that shows up in the locker room and you can gravitate towards, and not some guy that is an absolute pain in the backside, but because of seniority, he's given the captain armband, and somehow you have to be respectful and appreciative of what he brings to the team. I don't want that guy.
I mean, that's Icardi in a nutshell, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want that guy.
You don't want that guy.
Final point. What's the longest streak you've worn the same jumper for? Can you beat Pep Guardiola with his grey hoodie streak? jumper jersey. I feel drawn to you, Stevie, in the green belfry outfit that we see you in quite a lot on the golf course. That must be quite old.
I will tell you, that jumper is probably... Sorry, sweater.
Sweater over here. And
I beg your pardon. I'm going to say... at least 20 years old.
yes, but it's held its shape well. I had it folded up in the back of my car the other day, and my wife thought it was a blanket full of dog.
Quality lasts.
20 years.
It's at least 20 years.
Well, it's a lovely colour.
Well, I've been here. Hold on. I've been here 20 years, right? And I brought it with me.
Wow, so more than that.
So it's more than 20 years old, that jumper.
And you know it's been raining here quite a bit, right? So when he's out there in the golf course and it's raining and that thing gets wet, it's like a Brillo pack.
Wow.
This thing just starts kind of hanging off of his body. It's not pretty. It's not pretty.
Isn't it Yves Saint Laurent sitting out there, eh?
What did you just say?
Yves Saint Laurent.
I have no idea.
Oh, dear. Do you have anything that's 20 years old?
No.
No.
No, right. By the way, I'll be wearing it on Wednesday.
Why don't you buy
There
a
you
new
go.
one?
Got a new jumper.
You got a new one.
I like that one.
Yeah, it's comfy.
I like
Listen, this man is doing
I really
what he's
don't
not
care.
doing for the golf fashion industry in the US. No one
Couldn't
knows.
care less. I like it, so I'll wear it.
That's lovely.
Regardless of what you
No, but
like.
hold on. You can't actually like it. You just
course I
wear
do.
it because you don't want to buy anything else.
course I do.
You
No,
can't.
not
there's
at all.
you can't
Absolutely
put that on
not.
and stand in front
Do you
of the
think
mirror.
I stand in front of them and go, I wonder if the lads are going to like my outfit today?
But you like that.
It's the same one every day.
Yeah.
You're consistent. You're consistent.
That is it.
Nothing wrong with a jumper.
ESPNFC back tomorrow.
I wish you'd said earlier. I would have brought it in, by the way.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm going to wear, do you know what? I'm going to wear it one day.
I
There
tell you
go.
what, I've never known
I'm gonna wear it
anyone
on the
threatened by a
show.
jumper before. I'd have brought that sweater in and you'd have paid for that.
Take that, world.
Well, wear it tomorrow. You on the show tomorrow? Wear it on the show, I dare you.
Oh, it's in the wash from today.
Said,
It won't be ready for tomorrow.